We will go ahead and begin our webinar for this morning. Again, thank you so much for joining us. I hope everyone is having a fantastic Friday. Periodically throughout the meeting, my friends will be dropping a link to the deck in the chat. So if you need that information and need to reference back any of the topics that we cover today, you will have access to that. All right, so here's our agenda for today's call. At the end of the call, definitely feel free to unmute or type your questions in the chat, but we do have quite a bit of information to cover with you today, including some changes that we've implemented this year that I think you're gonna like. So this is our agenda. And of course, we are always so thankful to the many educators and partner organizations who give their time, knowledge, and expertise to help create and lead sessions each year. Your support is a huge part of what makes Teacher Leader Summit a success, and we really appreciate everything that you do. All right, and we're going to talk just some generalizations here about Teacher Leader Summit. The 2026 Teacher Leader Summit is an annual professional learning conference that brings together Louisiana's birth to grade 12 educators and content experts. Educators participating in the event will share their knowledge, learn new skills, and prepare for the 26-27 school year. And so our theme this year is Big Ideas Start Here. The dates for the summit are Tuesday, May 26th to Thursday, May 28th. And so we did move it back to that week of Memorial Day this year. Our dates are always contingent upon what the convention center has available to us. And then the location, of course, is the same place, the New Orleans Ernest Morial Convention Center in New Orleans. All right, just a little about information. So the 2026 Teacher Leader Summit will feature a wide range of sessions led by LDOE staff, partner organizations, and educators across Louisiana, giving participants the opportunity to choose topics that best support their professional learning. And next, we'll cover just a few slides that will provide you with the summit schedule. Here is the schedule for day one. It is very important that you are in place in your presentation room by 10:15 after opening session. So notice that opening session runs from 9 o'clock to approximately 10 o'clock. We do try to wrap it up a little before 10. I think it ended a little after 9:45 last year, just to give you the opportunity to be able to get to your room, your session room. And, you know, we know that the convention center is a large space. And so sometimes it takes a moment to get up those escalators that everybody else is trying to get up. So I know that many of you will be attending that opening session. Again, please be mindful of your room location and the time it will take for you to walk to your presentation room. As like I mentioned, crowds leaving that opening session are usually quite a few people. All right, and then here is the schedule for day two. Everything has pretty much remained the same from last year's schedule, with the exception of on day three here, you'll see that the Education Expo is actually still going to be happening on day three. We did want to give our vendors the opportunity to still reach people on that third day. And so we did extend the Education Expo to that last day on the Thursday. Next, we'll cover some slides on registration. So really important info here. Please use the link that's on this slide to register. This ensures that you have a complimentary registration. If you have already registered, please make arrangements to transfer that registration to someone else. Should a presenter change, please notify LDOE events at la.gov. Once the LDOE has this update, the registration can be transferred by the prior presenter to the new presenter. Your ticket grants access to attend other sessions taking place during the event. And then registration includes lunch on May 26th and 27th. And of course, as usual, our t-shirt. Next, we're going to cover a little about the presentations themselves. Each speaker will be assigned a point of contact from the LDOE team, who will reach out to you no later than today. So some of you should have been receiving communication from your point of contact at this point. Your point of contact will share a new Google slide deck link and discuss any revisions that may be needed. Please note that this is the official copy being used for Teacher Leader Summit 2026. So what your point of contact shares with you, the link to that deck is what will be presented at Teacher Leader Summit, and where revisions and modifications to the deck will happen. So just make sure that all revisions are happening on that deck link that's shared with you. Proprietary slide decks will not be shared on our professional learning platform after Teacher Leader Summit. So on this slide, you'll see some simple formatting issues, specifically aligned to our branding, that we will try to correct as much as possible for you. But just make sure that you are noting those revisions, which you do have access to that, and that this information was on a slide on the template. But just make sure that you're being mindful of this information, but we will try to fix as much of this as possible prior to you having to make revisions. Your point of contact serves as a valuable thought partner to ensure there are strong objectives, HQPL cycle alignment, and opportunities for engagement in your session. As you work through the revisions noted in the comments, please respond to the comment that the issue is complete. Always allow an LDOE staff to close out the comment. So please, once you fix something, do not hit resolve, because we're just going to open that comment back up again. Everything goes through multiple layers of review, sometimes looking at decks many times before they're actually approved to be presented at MCCNO. And so just be sure that you are not resolving those comments. Revisions should be completed by March 20th so the deck can move to final copy editing. It is possible that you will have new requested revisions during copy editing. Please address comment that and then just comment that it's been complete, just like you would for the other comments, and allow the LDOE staff to close out those comments or resolve those comments. All right, so a little scheduling. So we did add this year for you to be able to choose, like if you have specific days that you would like to present, but should you require special scheduling needs due to conflicts, please communicate this with your point of contact. We should be able to accommodate requests as far as the day that you present, but we do ask that you are flexible on the times that you present in that day. Once scheduling is finalized, your point of contact will notify you of your session location, date, and time. And this is new this year. We did hear you guys in years past. The LDOE recognizes that presenting and having lunch with 8,000 participants is challenging. Even though that lunch space is gigantic, it is still difficult to be able to get in line, get your food, and be able to make it back to your session rooms. We understand that. So to better facilitate this, we have partnered with MCCNO to have a presenter buffet just for you on the second floor. No one else will be allowed in there. You're going to have to use your presenter badge to be able to get in. Presenters should not bring guests to the presenter luncheon. So again, you will have to use your badge to enter. Only if you have a presenter badge will you be allowed in that space. However, if you do want to eat in Hall C, you are more than welcome to do that. We just wanted to offer this space to you because we do understand that time, being able to get in line, get your food, get back to the session room has been an issue in the past. So we wanted to give you that opportunity. All right, some next steps pertaining to today's call. So please be sure that you are abiding by these timelines. So just make sure that you complete your registration as soon as possible if you have not done so yet. Work on those revisions to your deck. That's going to be requested within the deck comments, and those are due by March 20th. And then we will have another webinar on March 4th at 1 p.m. or, I'm sorry, May 4th at 1 p.m. or on May 6th at 4 p.m. So this is going to be more about the logistical aspects of presenting at Teacher Leader Summit. And so we do definitely need everyone on those calls as well. All right. And I did run through that sort of quickly. So please raise your hand or just simply unmute if you have a question. We can take those at this time. But if you do have questions later and you would like to email us, we're happy to take those as well. Just email LDOEevents@la.gov, and we will for sure get you answers. But does anyone have any questions? Are there any questions in the chat?
There are not any questions in the chat, but it may have been turned off. So definitely come off mute if you have a question.
And again, you will have access to this deck that will be linked in the chat. So you can go back and review it again. Any questions at all?
I have a question.
Yes, what you got?
I did receive an email to the Speaker Resource Center, and when I go to log in, I don't have any information for logging in.
Reagan, I'll let you take that one.
Yeah, I believe you have to create a login.
Yeah, so it'll take you through putting your first and last name, and then there's also a box for your email. You'll just have to use the email that you typically use, like between you and your point of contact with the LDOE, and then it'll send you a code, and you'll be able to go put that code in, and it'll bring you straight to your profile from there.
Adam knows this because he just did it last night.
Because I just did it and added my picture, but please let us know if you have any issues with it.
Yeah, it's going to be whatever email address that the speaker resource email came to. It's going to force you to use that one. We can always change it afterwards if we need to, but to get that initial setup.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I have a quick follow-up on that also, if you don't mind. And
Sure.
so when I logged into that and then I look at my tasks, it says update your profile picture and add your biography. Is that something, Reagan, do I just forward that off to you directly, or is there a place to upload that here on the site?
There's a place to do it right on the site.
Yeah, Nate, and if you click my profile on the top tab, that's where you'll be able to update it. And then
Perfect. Okay. Yeah.
the other little piece is just a checklist for you to kind of check off that you did complete it.
Perfect. Cool. Thank you, guys.
Welcome.
Yeah, we kind of threw that in at the last second this morning, so it's not part of the slide deck with any kind of screenshot. So apologies for that.
And if you did join us, once we stop talking through the slides, the slide deck is in the chat. Adam, if we could drop it one more time, just to be sure that everyone who came in a little bit later has access to it. And feel free to go ahead and go through the slide deck. And if you do have any questions at a later time, we are always happy to entertain those questions in the LDOE events at LA.gov inbox.
Yeah, and if you give me just a second, I'll share a screen and show you guys exactly where this is in the Speaker Resource Center. Give me 1 second to get there. And then also the share screen. It's giving me trouble. All right, does it say logged in as Adam D. Benedetto at the top or no?
Yeah.
Right now, Reagan, we see the
other
see
side.
the
Let me
speaker
reshare.
list side. Yep.
Let me
Yeah,
reshare. That's the problem with 800 tabs. Sorry for the delay.
That's it, Reagan.
Yeah, so right at the very top, that My Tasks is just a checklist. Your My Sessions tab, nothing is populated yet. That will happen much, much later. It's really that Profile tab. And when you click on the Profile tab itself, you'll see a edit button And when you hit the edit button, it will let you put in anything that is incorrect. We've misspelled something. We left off a prefix. You want something different for your title or your company. And then here's where the bio goes, any URLs that you might want to do. And then there is another button here when there's not a picture that says upload. And then you can hit save. And, you know, if you are a business professional and you have administrators that you want to do this, you would add them here and then they can take care of all that for you. And then you just hit save and that's it.
Any other questions about CVIT in particular? And again, I'll reiterate, if you join us late beyond the deck itself and the information that we covered there, just be sure to go ahead and click that link and go through the deck and let us know if you have any questions. We will have mandatory webinars in May on May 4th and May 6th. Just be prompt for those because we do cover specific logistics expectations for MCCNO. So we will definitely see you guys there. Any other questions? All right, if there are no further questions, I will go ahead and let you all go, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend. And of course, reach out to us if you need anything or need any assistance or have any other questions. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank y'all.